Roll call. Roll call. Roll call. What up, Rudy? How's it going, Rudy? So I had the pleasure of meeting Rudy today. Thank you, Rudy, for taking the time to see me. Thank you for being here, man. What's up, John or Orbits? Thank you for being here. Um, Ozzy Mendoza, may Santa Muerte always be with you on your birthday and every day of the year. May she protect you, be with you. May God rain abundance upon you and guide you. And Santa Muerte always protect you in the night and the light from this day forth. Happy birthday, brother. Hey, bro, thanks a lot, brother, again. Hey, bro, I try to keep my word. And thank you, Ozzy. Um, may you be blessed, brother. And again, thank you, Rudy, for taking the time to make time to see me. It's going okay. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit tired, a little bit today. Like it's not a biggie. Every Wednesday, like I go see my kids in in Orange County, and today I had the pleasure of meeting Rudy. I stopped by to meet Rudy. Great guy. Thanks, Rudy, for coming out to see me. Appreciate it. So I've been going through the commandments. Um, I'm sorry to hear that, Andrea. I've been explaining the commandments, the 13 commandments of la Santa Muerte. We did 13, 12, and 11. Lou Demon, tell me what you're going through. Text me, inbox me. You don't gotta put you know your personal stuff on here. Thanks, Rudy9616. Thank you. I do it como dicen de corazón. I do it because I feel it's my passion, and I do it because I think it's my calling, brother. So I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today. Thank you so much for my tiny diny. Thank you, Antonia. Gracias. Mia, thank you so much for my rose. All right, so are you guys cool with me going into the 10th commandment or not? Nah? You can start by just cleaning your space and getting a statue. All right. So like always, I'm gonna go through the. Hi, Pilar, Catherine. How are you? How are you, Pilar? Is this Pilar? Which Pilar is this? Pilar. Pilar. I miss. I miss her a lot. I miss her a lot. I think about her always. I know who you are. I know who you are. I know who you are. Your mom is a big reason why I do this. Pilar, Pilar. Trust me, your mother influenced me so much, and she always told me I had a gift, and I didn't listen to her. I didn't listen to her. So let me tell you really quick, if you don't mind, real fast. Pilar's mother introduced me to this spiritual side. And she was my spiritual mother for a long time. She always worked on me. She made sure I was good. She made sure that your mom kept me out of jail. Your mom kept me safe. Um, yeah, like I'm so grateful to your mother. I'm so grateful to her. And again, your your mom was the epitome of a beautiful person. When I first met her, she knew I was in trouble. She said, "Siéntate, mijo. No te preocupes. I got you." She did what she did, and all of a sudden, everything was right. Everything was right. Hi, Gemini lesbian. She told me how things would work out for me. She told me everything, and she was always right. She was always right. I missed your mom a lot. Whenever I needed something, I I called her. And whenever she needed to move, she would call me. um, Man, I'm like, I don't know why. Like, I asked your sister one time. Thank you, Gemini lesbian. Thank you so very much. I asked your sister one time if I could visit her, like where she was, because I wanted to go say hi. So I'm gonna have to get with either you or your sister so I can know where she's resting. Um, Man, this is where we've gone from. This is a lot of stuff I feel like I learned from your mother. So the woman that I've talked about so much in all my lives is her mother. The woman I credit for putting me on this path is her mother. Um, Thank you for stopping by. And again, love your mom. Um, love you guys. And again, like, your mom was very special to me. Very special. Um, Very, very special. Like, your mom kept me safe and out of prison for real. Like, without your mom, I could be doing life, or have done 25 years at the minimum. So, your mom, awesome. Again, Pilar, thank you so much for being here. And if you want to stick around, you can. If not, thank you for stopping by. And again, I know people that have followed me for a long time on TikTok. They've always heard me talk about a lady that sort of took me in spiritually, and she did things for me for free. Like, she wouldn't even charge me. She'd be like, "Amigo, no te preocupes," and shit like that. Like, I know you're broke. Um, so that's her mom. Kayla, inbox me your baby's name so we don't put it on the live. Please inbox me, and I'll do a prayer for her right now. All right. So again, Stella, thank you for that. May you be blessed on forever. Um, so I'm gonna go through the 13 commandments that we came up with for Santa Muerte. Buenas noches, gracias. Thank you for the confetti, Rudy, and the lightning bolt. May you be blessed on forever. Thank you so very much, brother. Thank you. Abby, thank you for the gifts as well. May you be blessed on forever. Gracias. May Santa Muerte always be with you in the light and in darkness, wherever you guys may roam. Thank you guys for the gifts and the love. And again, Pilar, thank you for being here. Roxanne, thank you for that. I'll be your first from this point on. Asal. Gemini lesbian, thank you. Gemini, I want to talk to you sooner or later, or have you on the live. Because I explained to people how we could all be different and get along. And yeah, inbox me, please. I'll reach out to you, Pilar. If you don't mind, I'm going to reach out to you. Okay? Thank you so much. Miss your mom. All right. All right, so we're going to start again. Are you guys okay with doing the 13 commandments explanation of the 10th? Or do you guys want to do something else? Pilar, inbox me what you need. No te preocupes, all right? All right. All right, Gemini, let's go. That was me going down memory lane with Pilar there. Mom was a great lady, helped me out a lot, got me started on the spiritual journey. I know I've gone far from where we started with her, but man, like I credit her for lots of things. Lots of things. All right, let me get into the 13 commandments, and then we'll go into the explanation of the 10th. All right, we explained the 13th already, the 12th, and the 11th. We're on number 10. All those videos are on YouTube. All right, so we're gonna start from 13. The 13th commandment of la Santa Muerte is seek justice with fairness and compassion. Seek justice with fairness and compassion. La Santísima Muerte values impartiality and justice. When seeking justice, ensure your actions are fair, balanced, and filled with compassion, avoiding prejudice or bias, and always considering the greater good. 12. Live in harmony with the natural and spiritual worlds. Live in harmony with the natural and spiritual worlds. Respect and care for the earth and all living beings, as well as the spiritual forces that guide and protect you, recognizing the interconnectedness of all life under the core of la Santísima Muerte. 11. Honor the dead and the ancestors. Honor the dead and the ancestors. Show respect and remembrance for the dead, including your ancestors, acknowledging the eternal balance between the living, the departed, and the spiritual world. 10. Offer prayers and rituals with sincerity. Offer prayers and rituals with sincerity. When you pray or perform rituals to la Santísima Muerte, do so with a pure heart and sincere intentions, knowing that she values your devotion and authenticity. 9. Protect the weak, vulnerable, and the children. 9. Protect the weak, vulnerable, and the children. Defend and support those who are weak, oppressed, marginalized, and especially the children, as la Santísima Muerte watches over and safeguards those in need. Hi, Nana Love. 8. Embrace the cycles of life and death. 8. Embrace the cycles of life and death. Understand and accept the natural cycles of life and death, knowing that la Santísima Muerte governs these transitions with grace and wisdom. 7. Seek abundance and success with honesty. It is natural to seek financial support in times of need. When praying to the Santísima Muerte for abundance and success, do so with honest intentions. Remember not to covet others' worldly riches and avoid exploiting her name for greed or harmful purposes. Thank you for the follow, Mo Money 13. What's up, Junior? 6. Use power and spiritual knowledge with integrity. Use power and spiritual knowledge with integrity. Refrain from actions that would harm your spirituality or religion. Use any spiritual or earthly power granted to you responsibly, always with truth and integrity, never for selfish gain or to exploit others. 5. Harm none without just cause. Harm none without just cause. Do not harm anyone unless it is truly deserved, following the guidance of la Santísima Muerte, who is non-judgmental but just. Number 4. Respect and protect the devotees of la Santísima Muerte and God. Respect and protect the children that are devoted to la Santísima Muerte and God. Honor and support all members of the Church of la Santa Muerte and those who follow God Almighty, recognizing them as part of your spiritual family. 3. Honor your earthly mother and father. Number 3. Honor your earthly mother and father. Show love, respect, and gratitude to your parents, recognizing them as reflections of the divine and the vessels through which you enter this world. Sorry. It's your girl, hi. Number 2. Venerate and celebrate la Santísima Muerte. Show deep respect and devotion to la Santa Muerte, adoring her on her feast days and every day, acknowledging her as your sacred protector and guide through life and death. And number 1, honor God Almighty as the supreme power above all. Recognize and revere God Almighty as the creator of all things, including La Santa Muerte, who serves under his divine will, always remember that he sits above all his creations. So that's the 13 commandments. Again, we have people over here, you know, being dramatic on YouTube. Um, let's see. Do you guys want to? Do you guys want me to go into explanation of the 10th commandment today? We did 13, 12, and 11. What happens if you go against any? These are guidelines. All right. These are guidelines for us as devoted children of La Santísima Muerte. Like this is if you choose to accept these. Um, Look, I'm gonna be honest. Um, I scoured the internet. Okay, I'll get to that right now, Kyla. I will. Um, and the books I have for her commandments, and they were all over the place. I found a lot of different commandments for her, and I took the liberty to take out what I didn't feel was right, um, join some together. What's up, KK? How are you? And introduce some that I thought were important. Like there was none about God, none about your parents. I feel that's a strong one. Those are strong ones for me. And yes, it's Saint Death. And also, I felt that part of being a devoted follower of La Santa Muerte means you balance in the light and dark. And you shouldn't do harm to anybody unless it's deserved, because she's about justice. She's about justice. So there was about 3 or 4 commandments that weren't in any of the list that I thought was important to put in. And even if your parents abuse you, they still brought you into this world, and you wouldn't be here without them. And I've had somebody already say that to me. And again, no matter what, they're your parents. You can never detach that from yourself. And I really feel sorry for the people that did have abusive parents. But at the end of the day, they still brought you into the world, and you wouldn't be here without them. So if anything, you don't gotta love them, you don't gotta venerate them, but you should respect them at least, not hold that against them. And again, you don't even gotta break bread with them. Just respect them from a distance. They gave you life, and everything is ordained, and things happen for a reason. And you are still here, and you're strong. You're stronger for whatever they put you through, probably. And I'm sorry for your pain, but again, at the end of the day, they still gave you life, and at least there should be some respect for that. Mr. Red writes 369. What's up, brother? How's it going? Thank you for my rose, Michelle. All right, so we're gonna go into the explanation of the 10th commandment. We thank you, Maida, for that. Thank you so much for that. All right. All right. Right now, when I'm done with this, Kyla, I'll get on this really quick, okay? I'll yeah. All right. I'll work on this right now. So we're going to get into the explanation of the 10th commandment. We've explained 13, 12, and 11. On the 4th day, we're going to explain the 10th, all right? And after this, I'm going to get to work on some stuff. So here we go. All right, the essence of sincerity and devotion. So remember, the 10th commandment is Offer prayers and rituals with sincerity. All right? Offer prayers and rituals with sincerity. The 10th commandment offers prayers and rituals with sincerity, stands as a cornerstone in the spiritual practice of those devoted to la Santísima Muerte. At first glance, the commandment may seem straightforward, simple, and encouraging to pray and perform rituals with genuine intent. However, when we delve deeper, we discover that sincerity is not merely a matter of honest intent, but a profound and transformative force that shapes the very nature of our spiritual connection with la Santa Muerte. Sincerity is the foundation upon which true devotion is built. It is a thread that weaves together the fabric of faith, guiding us in our relationship with the divine. Without sincerity, prayers and rituals become hollow gestures, devoid of meaning and power. In contrast, when performed with sincerity, these acts become potent expressions of love, trust, and reverence to la Santísima Muerte. They become conduits through which we connect with with her energy, seek her guidance, and receive her blessings. So, in other words, if you do a prayer or ritual and your heart's not in it, not only are you not going to get that petition or prayer answered, she's not even listening to you at that point. And your relationship could sort of sour or just be at a stagnant standstill. Because a lot of people do pray to her in a sense of getting stuff and, oh, I want to be rich. Okay, cool. No, a prayer is devotional, it's loving, it is a plea for help, a thank you. It is, help me through these challenging times, get me safely to my next destination. Whatever it may be, it has to be something with sincere heart and heartfelt. You can't go through the motions and not feel it. A lot of people go through the day and just sort of, just run through it. You can't do that when you pray or perform rituals. You have to be in the right state of mind, and you have to be in the right state of your heart and spirit. Even when doing works for others, if you're not in the moment, if you're not intentionally being, focused or sincere with your devotion, even for others, it doesn't come out quite right. This commandment calls on us to examine the depth of our devotion. It challenges us to move beyond superficial practices and engage in more authentic, heartful relationship with la Santísima Muerte. In doing so, we open ourselves to transformative power of true spiritual connection, allowing la Santa Muerte to work more fully in our lives. So pretty much, if you do it with corazón, with heart, and your heart's in the right place, things may happen quicker, faster, right? Or, she may hear you. If you don't do it with corazón, with heart, it's not going to go anywhere. Look, we got a lot of people showing love on YouTube. Thank you for the love. They're Heavy Lift Gang and Dayal Mahmood. Thank you for the love. They're actually being hateful, but it's okay. The meaning of sincerity in spiritual practice. Sincerity is the context of this commandment. It is not simply about avoiding deceit or pretense. It is about aligning our actions, words, and thoughts with inherent beliefs and intentions. Sincerity means approaching la Santísima Muerte with an open heart, free from ulterior motives or hidden agendas. It means engaging in prayer and rituals because we genuinely seek to connect with her, and not because we expect something in return or feel obligated to perform these acts. So if you go through your day and you think, well, I gotta do it, or else no, do it with heart. If you don't do it with heart, don't do it at all. Wait till your mind and heart's in the right place to perform these rituals or these prayers. Don't just go through the motions. Don't. What I gain from this is spirituality, hope, and love. That's what I get from this. In the spiritual content, sincerity is closely linked with purity and intention. When we pray or perform rituals with sincere intentions, We are not just going through the motions. Instead, we are fully present in the moment, consciously directing our energy and focus towards the Santa Muerte. This level of presence and intention is what gives our prayers and rituals their power. It is what allows us to tap into the divine energy of la Santa Muerte and draw her presence into our lives. Thank you for that, Jodeci and Michelle. Thank you. Mo Money, thank you. When I perform rituals for myself or anybody else, if my mind is not in the right moment, my heart's not in it, I wait till I am. There you go, it's your girl. Thank you, Big T. Much love, Big T. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. Madison Gaming, thank you so much for the love. Thank you. No, I'm not talking about you. There was other people. That Danielle, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, Madison Gaming. Thank you. All right. Sincerity also involves a deep sense of humility. When we approach la Santísima Muerte with sincerity, we recognize our limitations and our imperfections. We acknowledge that we are human, prone to mistakes and misunderstandings, yet we also understand that la Santísima Muerte does not seek perfection from us. What she values is our honest effort to connect with her, to seek her guidance, and to grow spiritually. This humility allows us to be more authentic in our devotion as we let go of the need to present ourselves in a certain way and instead focus on building a genuine relationship with her. What I always tell you guys, be authentic, be who you are. You cannot fool God or Santa Muerte by putting on these fronts of being righteous and holy. They see every action that you perform daily. So be genuinely who you are and authentic. Never put on this awe of like grandeur when you pray. Speak to them as you are. They know your flaws. They know your imperfections. But they love you and they will listen to you because you are their child. The role of sincerity in prayer. Prayer is one of the most direct and personal ways we communicate with la Santísima Muerte. It is a sacred act, a moment when we open our hearts and minds to her presence. However, the power of prayer lies not just in the words we speak, but in the sincerity in which we speak them. This commandment reminds us that prayer, when offered with sincerity, is a powerful tool for spiritual growth and connection. Sincere prayer is not about reciting memorized words or following a prescribed formula. While traditional prayers and invocations have their place, sincerity requires that we infuse these words with our own emotions, thoughts, and intentions. It means speaking to la Santísima Muerte from the heart, sharing our deepest fears, hopes, and desires with her. It is about being vulnerable, allowing her to see us as we truly are, without hiding behind ritualistic language or formalities. All right? All right. Again, I always tell you guys, talk to her like she's your favorite tia, your mother, your favorite grandmother, and be authentic. You don't got to be all formal. Be you. Always be you. Never try to be someone you're not, because they will see right through you. You don't got to show strength to them. You show yourself. If you feel weak and abandoned, then that's what you show. If you feel lost and confused, that's what you show. And it's okay to speak these words out loud to them because they're not going to judge you. Santa Muerte won't judge you. God won't judge you. And if you believe in any other form of spirituality or religion, judging is not what they do. They pray for us. They work with us. Our ancestors petition for us and are our advocates. Furthermore, sincere prayer helps us cultivate a deeper sense of faith It strengthens our trust in La Santísima Muerte. As we learn to rely on her in times of need, this trust is not based on expectations that our prayers will be answered exactly as we wish, but on the understanding that La Santísima Muerte knows what is best for us. When we pray with sincerity, we surrender to her will, knowing that she will guide us on the path that leads us to our highest good. I've told a lot of you, when we pray for something and petition for something, we don't always get what we want, but we get what we need. All right? That's something that we must take from this, is that sincerity when praying, honesty when praying, all these things we got to be open to, but we also got to be open to receiving what she sees just. Hi, Texas. Hola, Samantha. How are you? Saludos to Texas. Gracias for being here. Rituals are fundamental aspects of the spiritual practice of La Santísima Muerte and her devoted children. They are symbolic acts that allow us to express our devotion, honor her presence, seek her blessings. However, the effectiveness of these rituals depends largely on the sincerity with which they are performed. Rituals, by their nature, involve a series of actions, symbols, and offerings that carry specific meanings. These elements are important because they help us focus our energy and our intentions. However, without sincerity, even the most elaborate ritual can become empty gestures. The true power of a ritual lies in the intentions and sincerity behind it. Right now, I felt the hand on my head. Just saying. The YouTube channel is actually on my profile here on LinkedIn. It is El Señor de la Muerte. El Señor de la Muerte. It's on here. You could click on the Instagram link and you'll pull up the YouTube channel. When we perform a ritual with sincerity, every action, symbol, and offering becomes infused with our genuine desire to connect with La Santísima Muerte. Lighting a candle, for example, is not just about creating light. It is about offering a beacon to La Santísima Muerte, inviting her presence into our space. Placing an offering on her altar is not just a gesture of giving, it is a symbolic act of gratitude, recognizing the blessings we have received and the protection she provides. Sincerity in rituals also means being fully present in the moment. It requires us to slow down, to engage in each step of the ritual with mindfulness and focus. This presence allows us to connect more deeply with the spiritual energy we are invoking, making the ritual more powerful and meaningful. When we approach rituals with sincerity, they become more than just a series of actions. They become a sacred dialogue between us and La Santa Muerte. Moreover, sincerity in rituals encourages us to be creative and intuitive. While traditional rituals have their values, sincerity allows us to personalize our practices in our ways that resonate more deeply with our individual spiritual paths. This might mean adding a personal element to a ritual, such as including an offering that holds specific significance or incorporating a prayer that comes from the heart. By making these practices our own, we strengthen our connection with La Santísima Muerte and make our rituals more authentic expressions of our devotion. I've always said it, there's no wrong or right way to pray to her. Hi, Erica. There's no right or wrong way. And when I pray, sometimes I just freestyle. You can freestyle with Santa Muerte because when you're sincere is when you are vulnerable and you're being honest. And if you're hurt, if you're broken, if you are in pain, if you feel like you have nothing left, when she feels that and when she comes in. You have to be real with yourself when you speak to her. You have to be vulnerable. You have to put your ego to the side. I know she did. It's your girl. And ego, when it comes to God and Santa Muerte, Leave that shit at the door. They know your pain. They know your sorrow. They know how you feel. They know how you act. They know you. And they love you. And I'm speaking to those that are devoted to Santa Muerte and those that are not. If God is your go-to, if the saints are your go-to, if Allah is your go-to, then you practice that and you'll see the change in your connection with the spiritual world. The transformative power of sincerity. One of the most profound aspects of sincerity is the transformative power. When we approach our spiritual practices with sincerity, we open ourselves to the possibility of deep personal and spiritual transformation. This transformation is not always immediate or dramatic. Often it occurs gradually as we continue to engage in sincere prayer and ritual over time. Sincerity in our spiritual practices creates a space for growth and healing. When we pray or perform rituals with sincerity, we are not just seeking external outcomes such as protection, guidance, or blessings. We are also seeking to change ourselves. We are asking a Santa Muerte to help us become more aligned with our true selves, to heal the wounds of the past, and to guide us towards our highest potential. This process of transformation requires us to be honest with ourselves. Sincerity involves looking deeply within and acknowledging the area of our lives where we need growth or healing. It requires us to confront our fears, doubts, and insecurities, and to bring them into the light of La Santísima Muerte's presence. In doing so, we allow her to work within us, helping us to overcome these challenges and grow in strength, wisdom, and compassion. Furthermore, sincerity in our spiritual practices help us to cultivate a deeper sense of inner peace. When we engage in prayer and ritual with sincerity, we are not just seeking a change of our external circumstances. We are also seeking to cultivate a sense of harmony and balance within ourselves. This inner peace is not dependent of external conditions. It comes from knowing that we are in alignment with our true selves and with the divine will of La Santa Muerte. Just to put it into perspective, all right? Just to put it into perspective, if we're sincere in all our relationships, right, they'd be better with our parents, our children, our significant other. When we're sincere and honest, things flourish and bloom. Things happen at a much higher rate in a good way. So, the most important relationships that you cultivate should have sincerity and honesty. It'll move the relationship forward furthermore. You'll connect with her at a higher rate. A lot of people ask me, "Oh man, I pray to her and she hasn't come to me yet. I want to feel that feeling you talk about." It doesn't happen overnight. And you have to be sincere. If you're looking for a quick outcome, this isn't it. Like, trust me, quick outcomes come, but it's when you're being sincere and honest. All right? And again, with God, with her, with anybody, it's not just, hey, I want to be a millionaire. I wanna look good. I want money. When we ask for such shallow things, they don't care. If you're going through troubles, which we all are right now financially, when we're going through troubles, yes, they listen. They listen. Inbox me, Michelle McFarland, and Ghost. This is I'm writing a Bible to La Santa Muerte, and this will be included, the 10 Commandments and the explanations, along with prayers. So by November, I hope to have this done. All right? By November, I hope to have this done, Ghost. So these are my thoughts on what we're teaching here. So again, by November, I hope to have this printed and finished. Okay, in both English and Spanish, and after that, any language that I have to do it in. Exactamente, AAC. So es todo. Y les digo, like, I will have this translated in Spanish as well. And again, this is gonna be part of the Santa Muerte Bible, and I hope to. Here's the thing: is I get a lot of people that come here when I do the yes or no questions, right? And that's like fast paced, and people like it, and that's how I get your attention. But this is what I want to do, is actually teach these lessons, and not just be. I want to guide you, help you, in whichever way I can. I'm not here just to try to exploit people for money, and I've been called that. And a lot of you know I do this out of the kindness of my heart without even charging a dime, even though I'm broke, right? So trust me when I tell you is that this is an act of love. Big T, inbox me. I do trabajos, inbox. Oh, look, 310-913-3772. All right. When it's out, you guys will know. All right. So hopefully it's done by November. Gemini lesbian, I know you've been asking, and I'm gonna have it done. I'm gonna have it done. Over time, this sincere practice leads to a deeper sense of spiritual maturity. We become more attuned to the subtle energies of the spiritual realm, more capable of navigating the challenges of life with grace and wisdom. We develop a stronger sense of truth in La Santísima Muerte, knowing that she is always with us, guiding us on our journey. The role of insincerity in building a relationship with La Santísima Muerte, it is at its core, this commandment is about building and deepening our relationship with La Santísima Muerte. Like any relationship, our connection with her is built on trust, communication, and a mutual respect. Sincerity is the foundation upon which this relationship is built. Again, any relationship you have, if you are fundamentally sincere, honest, and open, it's going to go pretty good. Your spiritual relationships should be no different. All right? What I'm going to tell you right now is, when I was a Catholic, when I was a boy, you know, you saw the priest and he preached and whatnot, and it never resonated with me. And I'm going to tell you this: how could a person that has no real earthly connection to a family guide you through these obstacles? Their only commitment is to God, and that's fantastic, if that's what their calling is. But if you don't know about sincerity, honesty, in the relationships you cultivate, it's very hard to teach others. I'm not saying I'm sincere and honest in my relationships. I try to be, but I am human. I am flawed, and I try to be good, and I try to be sincere and honest in my relationships. I'm honest with my children. I'm honest with my parents. I'm honest with the people I love. You know what I'm saying? She's calling you. When we approach La Santa Muerte with sincerity, we are not just asking for help or protection. We are inviting her into our lives as a trusted guide and companion. We are expressing our willingness to listen to her guidance, to follow her teachings, and to grow in our understanding of her ways. This sincere approach to our relationships with La Santísima Muerte creates a strong bond of trust and mutual respect. Over time, this bond deepens as we continue to engage with her in sincere prayer and ritual. We begin to experience her presence more strongly in our lives, to recognize her signs and guidance more clearly, and to feel her influence shaping our path. This growing relationship with La Santísima Muerte is not just about seeking her assistance in times of need. It is about building a lasting, meaningful connection that enriches every aspect of our lives. This connection is reciprocal, just as we reach out to La Santa Muerte with sincerity, she responds in kind. When she sees that we are approaching her with genuine love, trust, and respect, she is more likely to bestow her blessings upon us. She may offer us protection in ways we didn't expect, provide guidance through difficult decisions, or bring us comfort during times of sorrow. The sincerity of our devotion invites her to become an active, engaged presence in our lives. Moreover, this relationship is dynamic. It evolves as we grow in our understanding of La Santísima Muerte. And as we deepen our spiritual practices, as we continue to offer sincere prayers and rituals, we may find that our relationship with her becomes more nuanced and complex. We may begin to understand her on a deeper level, recognizing not just her protective and nurturing aspects, but also her role as a powerful force of transformation and justice. Sincerity also helps us navigate the challenges that may arise in our relationships with La Santa Muerte. There may be times when we feel distant from her or when our prayers seem unanswered. These moments can test our faith and devotion. However, if we maintain our sincerity, we can navigate these challenges with grace and patience. We can trust that La Santísima Muerte is always with us, even when we cannot feel her presence, and that our sincere devotion will ultimately lead us back to a place of connection and understanding. This is the part where we get to the dark aspect of her, the dark and light aspects of sincerity and devotion. One of the unique aspects of La Santísima Muerte is her duality. She embodies both light and dark aspects, and she operates in both realms with equal power and grace. This duality is reflected in the approach to sincerity. While sincerity is often associated with positive attributes like honesty, integrity, and purity, it also has a darker side, especially in the context of our devotion to La Santísima Muerte. The dark aspects of sincerity comes into play when we confront the harsher reality of life, the pain, suffering, and injustice that sometimes requires a more forceful response. La Santísima Muerte is not a deity who shies away from these darker aspects of existence. She is a powerful protector who is willing to go to great lengths to defend the innocent and deliver justice. When we approach La Santísima Muerte with sincerity, we must be prepared to acknowledge this duality. We must be honest not only about our hopes and desires, but also our fears, anger, and the darker aspects of our lives. This level of sincerity requires a deep level of self-awareness and courage. It means being willing to confront the parts of ourselves and our lives that we might prefer to ignore or deny. In this context, sincere devotion to La Santísima Muerte has to be a powerful tool for transformation. It allows us to face our inner darkness with honesty and integrity, knowing that La Santísima Muerte will stand by us as we walk through these challenges. She can help us navigate the shadows of our lives, offering guidance and protection as we seek to bring balance and healing to these areas. At the same time, sincerity and devotion to La Santísima Muerte also involves embracing her light aspects, the qualities of compassion, protection, and nurturing that she embodies. Sincerity requires us to approach her with a genuine desire to grow spiritually, to cultivate these qualities of love, kindness, and wisdom in our lives. It means seeking her guidance not only in times of darkness, but also in our everyday lives, as we strive to live with integrity and compassion. This balance between light and dark is the central theme in the spiritual practice of those devoted to La Santa Muerte. By offering prayers and rituals with sincerity, we honor both aspects of her nature, recognizing that she is a multifaceted deity who operates in all realms of existence. This balanced approach to sincerity helps us develop a more nuanced and mature spiritual practice, one that is capable of embracing the full spectrum of the human experience. So, again, when we're open with her, she knows those dark places that we do have inside of us. And she will always nurture us in our duality as well. A lot of us have a dark place. A lot of us have a light place. A lot of us have a gray area. A lot of us have not discovered who we are yet. But when we speak to Santa Muerte in a way that our anger and our hurt takes over, she can take that away. And she can seek justice for you. If you've been wronged, she's a justice seeker. So be sincere with who you are, because they can see right through you regardless. Sincerity is a shield and a mirror. All right, here we go. We're in the home stretch now, all right, people? Sorry if this is boring to some of y'all. And I look, if I was doing yes or no questions, I'd have hundreds of people right now. Right now, I got about 19, 20. And I'm grateful for that. This is what I want to do, is the actual teachings of La Santa Muerte and how we should be devoted and how we should practice. Man, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it, for real. I appreciate it so much. Even over here on YouTube, together we're about 30 people strong. And again, this is the part that matters to me most. In the spiritual practice of La Santísima Muerte's devoted children, sincerity serves as both a shield and a mirror. As a shield, sincerity protects us from the negative influences that can arise from insincere or superficial practices. When we engage in prayer and ritual with sincerity, we create a protective barrier around ourselves. This sincerity acts as a shield, safeguarding our spiritual integrity and ensuring that our connection with La Santa Muerte remains pure and untainted by falsehoods or deceit. It helps us maintain a clear and honest relationship with her, one that is based on mutual respect and genuine devotion. Sincerity also protects us from the dangers of self-deception. In the spiritual journey, it is easy to fall into the trap of going through the motions, performing rituals, saying prayers, and following traditions without truly engaging with them on a deeper level. This superficial approach can lead us to hollow spiritual practices, one that lacks the depth and authenticity needed to foster real growth and transformation. By approaching our spiritual practice with sincerity, we ensure that we remain true to ourselves and to Santísima Muerte, allowing our devotion to flourish and deepen over time. Everything I've talked about today, according to what my brain says, if you apply this to your personal relationships, they're going to flourish more. You're welcome, AAC. Is someone bothering you guys? Did you call Santa Muerte? You're very wrong about that, Ancient One. Is Ancient One bothering you guys? Should we mute him for a bit? All right, he's muted. It's okay. All right, cool. As a mirror, sincerity reflects our true selves back to us. When we approach La Santísima Muerte with sincerity, we cannot hide from our own intentions, desires, or shortcomings. Sincere prayer and ritual force us to confront who we really are, our strengths, our weaknesses, and our hopes, and our fears, This reflection can be both illuminating and challenging, as it requires us to face the aspects of ourselves that we may not be proud of or that we have tried to avoid. However, this self reflection is a vital part of the spiritual journey. It allows us to grow in self awareness and to identify the areas of our lives that need healing or transformation. Through this process, we can begin to make changes that align us more closely with our true selves and with the divine will of la Santísima Muerte. In this way, sincerity becomes a powerful tool for personal and spiritual development, guiding us towards greater authenticity and fulfillment. The next part is about the significance of sincerity in communal worship and Dia de los Muertos. All right? We're almost done, folks, I think. Sorry if I get all crazy with this. While much of our devotion to la Santísima Muerte is deeply personal, there are also communal aspects to the practice. Sincerity plays a crucial role in these communal expressions of faith, particularly during important observances such as Dia de los Muertos. Day of the Dead is a time when families and communities come together to honor and remember their loved ones who have passed away. It is a deeply spiritual and culturally significant event, and for devoted children of Santa Muerte, it is also an important occasion to connect with her and seek her blessings. During Dia de los Muertos, sincerity in our prayers and rituals takes on even greater significance. This is a time when the veil between the living and the dead is believed to be at its thinnest, making it an especially powerful moment for spiritual connection. Sincere prayers and offerings made during this time are believed to be particularly potent, as they carry the full weight of our love, remembrance, and respect for those who have passed. In communal settings, sincerity also fosters a sense of unity and shared purpose. When we come together with others to honor la Santa Muerte or to celebrate the dead, the sincerity of our collective prayers and rituals strengthens the spiritual energy of the group. It creates a powerful, unified force that can bring about profound spiritual experiences and deepen our connections with la Santa Muerte. Moreover, sincerity in communal worship serves as an example to others. When we approach these shared practices with genuine devotion, we inspire those around us to do the same. This collective sincerity can elevate the entire community, creating a spiritual environment where everyone feels supported and connected to la Santa Muerte. The challenges of maintaining sincerity. While sincerity is valid aspects of our spiritual practice, maintaining it can sometimes be challenging. Life is full of distractions, stressors, and temptations that can pull us away from our spiritual path or cause us to lose focus. In moments of difficulty, it can be easy to fall into habits of performing prayers or rituals out of obligation or routine rather than true sincerity. One of the greatest challenges to sincerity is complacency. As we become more familiar with our spiritual practices, there's a risk of becoming complacent, of going through the motions without fully engaging in them. This complacency can dull the effectiveness of the prayers and rituals, reducing them to mere formalities rather than a powerful act of devotion. To combat this, it is important to regularly renew our commitment to sincerity. This might involve setting aside time for reflection, examining our spiritual practices to ensure that they are still meaningful and aligned with our intentions. It may also involve finding new ways to connect with la Santa Muerte, such as exploring different forms of prayer or ritual, or deepening our understanding of her teachings and symbolisms. I'm gonna tell you, every year I rededicate myself to la Santa Muerte, either on August 15th or Day of the Dead. This year I did it on August 15th. I rededicated myself to her. If you are devoted and you haven't had the communion or been I always feel this strong urge to connect with her. I struggle to I struggle with the thoughts of not being sincere and honest in my practice. I struggle with Here's the thing is, when I come on here, I never say I. I don't think I got that kind of ego, right? I do this with sincere hopes that people can really relate to what I'm saying. And if you guys can't, maybe it's my failure in explaining myself better. But everything I do is with the intent of furthering her love and devotion towards whoever needs it and bringing her to the masses. That's my intent. And if I do it right, hopefully I am, I can bring a few more people to her presence and help others along the way. If I do it wrong, I'm going to probably shut the door, because a lot of us that are devoted children here, we have shut the door because we don't do it right. So I hope that I'm doing the right by what I'm saying, and I want some feedback at the end of this. It could be good, it could be bad, it could be hateful. I got thick skin. It doesn't matter. Another challenge to sincerity is the pressure of conform to external expectations. In some cases, we may feel pressure to perform certain rituals or prayers in a specific way, either because of cultural traditions or community practices. While tradition and community are important, sincerity requires that we engage in these practices in a way that feels authentic to us. This might mean adapting rituals to better fit our personal beliefs or finding ways to incorporate our own unique expression of devotion. Finally, sincerity can be challenged by doubt and uncertainty. There may be times when we question our faith, when our prayers seem unanswered, or when we struggle to feel connected to la Santa Muerte. I'm going to add one more to this that is not here right now, and also when people doubt our spirituality. These moments of doubt are natural and are part of any spiritual journey. However, sincerity requires that we continue to engage with our spiritual practices, even in the face of doubt. It calls us to remain open, to seek understanding, and to trust that la Santa Muerte is with us, even when we cannot feel her presence. Cultivating sincerity in daily life. All right, I promise we're getting closer. The 10th commandment, while focused on prayer and ritual, also has a broader implication for how we live our daily lives. Sincerity is not just a quality to be cultivated in our spiritual practices, it is a way of being that can permeate every aspect of our existence. Living with sincerity means approaching all aspects of life honestly, with integrity and authenticity. It means being true to ourselves, to our values, and to our spiritual path. This sincerity extends to our relationships, our work, and our interactions with the world around us. In our relationship, sincerity fosters trust and deepens connections. When we are sincere in our interactions with others, we create a foundation of honesty and respect that allows meaningful and lasting relationships. This sincerity also helps us to navigate conflicts and challenges with grace, as it encourages open communication and mutual understanding. In our work and daily responsibilities, sincerity inspires us to act with integrity and purpose. It encourages us to do our best, not just for the sake of external rewards, but because we are committed to living in alignment with our values. This sincerity can bring greater fulfillment and satisfaction to our work, as we find meaning and purpose in what we do. Sincerity in a daily life means being true to our spiritual path. It involves making time for prayer and ritual and reflection. Even amidst the busyness of everyday life, it means finding ways to integrate our spiritual beliefs into our daily actions, allowing our devotion to la Santísima Muerte to guide us in all that we do. Conclusion, the lifelong commitment to sincerity. All right, conclusion, here we go. The 10th commandment, offer prayers and rituals with sincerity, is a powerful reminder of the importance of authenticity and spiritual practice. It calls us to engage with la Santísima Muerte in a way that is honest, heartfelt, and true to our innermost beliefs and intentions. Sincerity is not only time and effort, it is a lifelong commitment. It requires us to continually renew our devotion, to examine our practices, and to approach la Santísima Muerte with an open and honest heart. This sincerity deepens our connection with her, allowing us to experience her presence more fully in our lives and to receive her blessings with abundance. As we strive to live in accordance with this commandment, we cultivate a relationship with la Santa Muerte that is grounded in trust, respect, and love. We open ourselves to the transformative power of true spiritual connection, allowing la Santa Muerte to guide us on a journey and help us grow into our highest selves. In the end, sincerity is the key that unlocks the full potential of our spiritual practices. It is the force that brings our prayers and rituals to life, infusing them with meaning, power, and purpose. By offering our prayer and rituals with sincerity, we honor la Santa Muerte and invite her to be active, engaged, present in our lives, guiding, protecting us, and blessing us every step of the way. Tan tan. That was it. So again, we need to be sincere. Thank you, Gemini lesbian. I am with God as well. Thank you for that. God is love. Yes, He is, and God loves us all, because we're imperfect children, and we have found our way to His love in our own way. So thank you for the comment there on YouTube. So that was the explanation of the 10th commandment. And just so we can be clear, these are my beliefs, they're my words, and I do not put them on you except if you embrace it. Yeah, I'm live on YouTube as well right now. I'm trying to grow YouTube because TikTok is very sensitive and I get banned often on TikTok. TikTok is very yeah, they just don't allow freedoms that much. Yes, we are all children of God, all of us, no matter how we pray or how we practice spirituality. So, in conclusion to that part of the 10th commandment, again, I took the liberties of revamping the commandment list for la Santa Muerte because I tried to find a good list and there was nothing that I really was connected to. So I hope that you guys don't mind that I took that liberty. Hello, Doros Empath. Thank you for being here. I hope that Big Tree has a good one. The death of our fears and suffering in order to plant a new and brighter future is just what we want and is the power that Santa Muerte represents. Help in situations of love, difficulties, and financial. That's beautiful. Big Tree, you get it. You want to go live right now? Let's see. Let's go. How do I invite you? Thank you. So here's the thing is, I always believe in that we all have our own way of doing things, right? We all can be spiritual in our own way. I've talked to people like Gemini lesbian here. Hi, are you there?
Okay, let me turn my camera on.
Are you there? Hi.
Let's see.
I can hear you now.
guess.
Hi. So,
Hi.
how you been?
Good. So a few months back, my partner was pregnant, but we lost the baby
I'm sorry to hear
at
that.
8 weeks. But we recently found out that she's pregnant again. So, and the baby's doing pretty well and healthy right now. So,
Good, beautiful.
and I just recently got a promotion at my job. I'm now the manager. So,
So things are going well.
yeah.
All right, that's great. So here's me and Jim and I have talked a few times, and again, I always welcome people on this live that are spiritual, and we're all interconnected. And again, I know when we talked last time, I had a lot of questions for you because you practice different than I do, and again, like I know a lot of people are very narrow-minded and closed-minded when it comes to their religious or spiritual nature. To me, that's the beauty of let's say people like me and like Gemini, that we practice in what makes us feel whole inside. I feel that I practice in a way that I don't go to a religious place and put on these falsehoods and pretend to be someone that is righteous. I am flawed. I'm a man and I have all these defects. But the beauty of this is that we try every day to be better people, to be better in our own way. And whatever makes you follow that righteous path, follow it. Like I found Santa Muerte and it brought me to God, and I'm thankful to her for it. You want to tell people your journey right now?
Yeah.
Shoot.
So I kind of grew up Christian. My parents got into it when they were a little bit older. Or when I was younger, they didn't take until after I was born. So,
I'm gonna stop the music real quick. I'm sorry. Hold on. Go. Shoot. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. And so for a while, I was a Christian. I left the faith when I was like 14. And got into like things like witchcraft and stuff like that. What I called theistic Satanism. By the time I was like 21, I went back to Christianity and slowly went back into what I called Christian witchcraft. I was a Christian witch. And just through my own studies and experiences and seeing everything how things are right now in this world, especially here in the United States with all these what we call Christian nationalists now, and these Christian extremists that are out there spreading so much hatred and trying to take rights away from people, trying to institute like Christian theocracy. They're constantly hating on anyone and everyone that's not Christian, specifically their brand of Christianity. I just fell away from it. So for me, Christianity is not my thing, and I have a thing against the Christian God. But I'd like to say, hey, I respect anyone that's Christian as long as they can be respectful themselves, right? So like with you, it's like we get along just fine. I have no problem with that. I have my own personal beliefs, and you have yours. But that doesn't mean we can't get along, especially as being both Santa Muerte devotees. We have these different understanding compared to these Christian extremists, right? It's the extremists that I have the problem with the most. And I understand that there's different ways to interpret the Bible and how people look at it. I did when I was a Christian at some point, like right before I left that faith. I looked at it differently too. And I understand that. It's just, for me, it's something I could not continue to do. It didn't feel right for me personally. But I still respect those that can still do it that way. But so at some point I had found Santa Muerte. I was starting to get into saint work and stuff like that. Well, I wouldn't say I found her at that point. I have known about her since I was like 17, I think. And actually, so I was in like a halfway house. This is back when I was in Jayad, and I was in a halfway house, And because of the culture and things like that, being in those kind of places, I did get into things like, what, gotta be careful because of TikTok. I was a neo Yahtzee, the best way I could say it. But I had met someone that was from, I know they weren't from there. That's the family from there. I don't remember if it was Mexico or somewhere else, but I would assume probably Mexico, just because Santa Muerte is mainly something from Mexico. So probably Mexico. I talked about it, and at the time I said I was calling myself a theistic Satanist. So it was an interesting interaction there. We got along for the most part, and of course, the race stuff came up. Obviously we all had our sides and stuff, whatever. But kind of talked about it a little bit, and of course there was a little bit of clash between being Satanist and follower of Santa Muerte. But of course, the whole racial issue is what brought about that most. That was the main reason why that clash came about. So that's when actually I first interacted with her. And after that, I didn't really know anything about her. I didn't really pursue anything. It wasn't until I started getting into like saint work and stuff like that. And just for some reason, it just kind of like clicked. And I was like, wait a minute, what about her? It's like, I know her. Like, I've heard about this before. I started looking more into it. And for me, and then I slowly got into Norse paganism. And for me, I saw a connection between her and the goddess Hel. And she's the goddess of the underworld, essentially. With Norse paganism, like the Norse belief, it's not quite like, oh, she's the goddess of the underworld. Most people, when we talk about stuff like that, that's actually pulling from Greek mythology, like beliefs, and how they describe their gods. So that's most people understand it that way. She rules Helheim, is what it is. But she's like half dead, half alive, and she rules the underworld. She takes care of everyone there. And for me, it's like I saw that connection. It's like, and as I start expanding more and more, it's like I can see this, like, if you really look at like these different religions and beliefs and gods and cultures from around the world and throughout time, you can see all these different connections there. It's, some could say that it's like they're essentially the same being, just represented in a different way depending on the culture that they're in.
I've always said that everything's interconnected, and it's through translation, through time, through dialect, through whatever. I say it's one God. And again, I've read the Hebrew scripts, I've read the Quran, I've read the Christian Bible, right? And there's so much similarity to everything. It's just the minute differences that might have got lost in translation or through time. And from Ptah, which is the Egyptian god, the stories are the same, but again, through each, dynasty that has ruled, our planet, and through translation and through the way they present themselves to the people, I believe, I've always said it, that it's all the same, and it's only the minute differences that separates us from being one connected spiritual family. And it is human nature for us to have these. I mean, it's unfortunate that everyone wants to believe the way they want to believe, and they are right, and there's no in between. I, like yourself, I don't care about labels. Are you a good person?
I try to be.
Exactly. And again, I've had the most hateful things told to me by the people that are supposed to be the most loving. Like, they cast me to hell, and you're just worshiping a demon, and break those statues. And look, I'm gonna say this: at the end of the day, whatever makes you a better person spiritually, and gets you through your day emotionally, and gets you through life, and you feel complete, follow that path. And I remember the one thing you told me when I first talked to you, like when you explained, like, your belief in Luciferianism, I was like, man, that makes sense. Like, I cannot ever, like, I welcome any conversation with an open heart, open mind. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna jump ship, but I'm saying okay, it makes sense. And just like spirituality, politics, everything, we all are entitled, but we live in a community where everyone feels they're right, and there's no in between. And that's just a shame because that kind of energy is what has this world right now all messed up. That we cannot sit down and agree to disagree. And that's
Yeah.
the beauty of conversations like this, I think, because, you know, I took away a lot when I first spoke to you
Hmm.
about Luciferianism and all and the theology and the aspects of like how people connect to that. And it made sense to me at the time, and it still makes sense. And again, I've been wanting to get another Luciferian's like sort of input, but they
Hmm.
don't want to talk. Like I think they think I'm gonna bash that, like, and I'm not. I simply want to learn every aspect, every religion, because as a spiritual person, I do want to learn Hinduism and all the stuff that make people spiritual and why so, and in doing so, I always find the connections. Like you said, there's always a connection to everything. Like for the
Yeah.
longest time, I've said, you know, Santa Muerte is how I know her,
Hmm.
but she is. I feel, and I could be wrong, but I feel this is true. She is Azrael. She is Hecate. She is Anubis. She is all like every death god. She is that, but because through the history of man, deities, goddesses, saints appear in different forms to, I guess, the people how they need to present themselves in the dialect and in the way they dress. Oh, wow! There, I got a warning to remove you from the live.
Oh, probably because of my vape.
I gotta remove you. Sorry, or I'll be shut down for a week. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay,
All right,
bye.
bye. Well, we violated some kind of TikTok thing. I apologize. I like having conversation. I'm sorry, Gemini lesbian, for that. Um, Again, all right. I'm gonna give my number out right now. So whoever, Big Tree, 310-913-3772, 310-913-3772. I'm gonna stop the YouTube live right now. I'm gonna be on TikTok for a bit more, but this will be saved on YouTube. So everyone, thank you so very much for watching on YouTube. I don't like to go over an hour, and I did because I save it to the YouTube channel so it can remain for people to go watch it whenever they want. Thank you so much, Big Tree, for the positive commentary you had over here on YouTube. And 310-913-3772. Blessings to you on YouTube. Um, right now, I'm on TikTok. It's at la underscore Santísima Muerte. All right, at la underscore Santísima Muerte. All right, everybody, be blessed. All right, I stopped YouTube.